Good day, everyone. Welcome to the webinar on Marma Nadi extension. So we will start with a meditation now. So close your eyes. Start watching your breath. Keep your finger close to your nose and see which side you breathe more. Only one nostril will breathe at a time. If you block one nostril and breathe in through the one nostril alone, then you will find one nostril will be easy and the other nostril will be tough. Whichever is easy, you can conclude that is, that side of the brain is working for you. Be free flow. Now, if one nostril is breathing, easy flow, then you close the nostril and breathe with the other nostril, which you have difficulty. Now we're going to balance so that we can activate the Sushumna Nadi. So that both nostrils start to work, and that's where the Sushumna Nadi works. If you start breathing, you feel equal on both sides. You can feel it. Bring your finger and see. You would have balanced. When you're balanced, you can make the right decision. Is neutral. Otherwise, you will be one-sided. As you breathe in and breathe out, focus on your third eye. very important part for sustainable life. It's a very important Marma Nadi, the third eye, to balance life. The third eye is point where both the Ida, Pingala Nadi, both merge. Shulumna Nadi with Shulumna Nadi, or Shushmana Nadi, we call it. Shulumna in Tamil. So this Nadi will keep you stable, low frequency mind, and help you make right decision. Gently rub your hands to eye palming. It's upward. It's very top of the body. So share the slide. Okay, here we go. So Marma Nadi extension, secrets of a sustainable relationship, the topic today. It's a very, very important topic. So here, what are the Marma Nadis? What are the fundamental bodies that we have? And what are Marma Nadi universal extensions? So, I mean, you talk about many different, like 5, 6 bodies and all. Generally, in the ancient literature, major 3 bodies we are talking about. One is the physical body. That's the Sthula Sharira. We can feel it. So, in Panchabhutas, we are made up of the 5 states of matter: the solid state, liquid state, air, fire, air. All these are part of the body. They are considered to be most of the physical aspect. Little bit of air and ether is considered to be astral body, contributing to the astral body. And then the subtler particles, we call shadow wave particles, created by these Panchabhutas. They form 5 transformations. Those transformations are smell, taste, all are magnetic in nature. So they are 5 transformations, the 5 sensory transformations. They are called Karana Sharira, or causal body, or magnetic body. It's called the femtobiomagnetic body. So these are the bodies. But within the physical body, how these things go is through the nadis. So ancient knowledge, they don't go by microbiology or like the way we think our physical body is, and talk about how blood goes inside, we eat food, they had different kind of mechanism explained, all based on marma. So the marma nadis, so nadis are very tiny little tubes. There are 72,000 such nadis that goes throughout our body, and through the nadis only everything function. So there are vata nadi, pitta nadi, kapha nadis. So vata nadi composed of tiny little tubes where air, different types of vayus or air flows. They have different functions. Then we have pitta nadi, different kind of heat or fire, whatever we call it as, in terms of metabolism, mind function, etc. The subtler type of heats, which sometimes we feel some of the heats, sometimes we may not be. It's in a different form or in the spectrum. Those are pitta nadi, and then the kapha nadis. So some of the nadis, all these nadis are used for functioning. The marma point, they have different kind of functions. Then these nadis, they are not just stop at our body. There are marma nadi extensions. Extensions means they can flow. They can flow and connect beyond our body. The nadi just extend, and you can connect with many objects, persons, anything. So all are done through this Marma Nadi, extension nadi. They are like shadow wave nadis, the shadows of the nadis. Okay. Now, so in such a anatomy, we're looking at how to create a golden energy Marma nadis for a healthy relationship. So if you create a golden energy, connection, then you can have a very divine relationship, sustainable relationship. So the golden halo is the divinity. It is possible to do that through higher level process such as meditation, deeper introspective techniques, long days of silence, and meditation like husband wife meditations together. I can suggest you some of them techniques later. So once you do that, we can create these golden extensions. But these extensions is not only when we are close, but these extensions, when they are far away also, they are connected, these tubes. So that is very important in a relationship. So if the golden tubes are connected when we are far away, it doesn't matter where husband and wife they live. They will always be protected. They can trust each other. And then you can have a sustainable, harmonious relationship. So now I come for, I'll ask you all questions. And the answers, depending on the answers, you can find out, if you don't have a partner, you can think about what will you do. It doesn't matter whether you have a partner or not. If you're not married yet, it's okay. These questions, you can answer and you yourself make the judgment score. So suppose your husband or wife does not listen to you, they make a decision by themselves and they do something. Example, I'll tell you. So your husband, you tell you don't buy this TV, or a computer, and then he goes and buys it. Right? You tell them like 10 times, it's a waste of money. This, thing is here. It's a useless thing that we have. We are not using that much nowadays, but he wants to buy this, right? So, very impulsive decision maker. So that goes and buy this, right? He doesn't want to listen to you in making these decisions. 1, 2, 3, I will tell you, you can choose which one. So we let them make the decision, but you are very angry. Number one, you let them make the decision, but you're very angry. You will not allow him to make the decision. Fight for it. It's your right. It's my right. I mean, I also have equal thing, right? Husband or wife, doesn't matter. I'm just giving an example as a husband. I'll fight for it, not give up. Third one, I'll let them do it. It's okay. He or she made the decision. Forgive that moment, but I will act outside, that I haven't forgiven. Because I want to show that inside I'm not angry, but outside I will show that what you have done is wrong. But inside I'm not angry at all. Which one do you think you will usually do it? Is 1, 2, or 3? So let them allow the decision and still you be angry, or you will not allow, fight for it, and not allow him to make the decision. Let them make the decision. Forgive from inside, but you show from outside. Which one are you?
So do you have these options in a slide, Dr. Shan? Do you have these options on a slide?
Yeah, no, I don't have. These two questions I have it in my thing, so you can choose yourself. You don't have to show me. It's like I'll give you like the answer what kind of personality would be, whether your relationship will be sustainable, or if you're making a certain decision, whether it'll be a negative or a neutral or a sustainable. Okay, so you note down for yourself. Okay. So the next one, your partner is angry in a heated conversation in a very high frequency mode. So he's shouting at you, the partner is wrong. You know that he has made the mistake. But he or she is fighting at you, say. So she is shouting at you, she is fighting with you, and you know that she is wrong. So what would you do? Number one, you don't give your rights. You fight back. You give up and don't care about it. The fight, you give being ignorant. You don't care about the fight. And the third one, you keep calm. And then when they are calm, you talk that, this is wrong. So what are you? Don't think that what is right. What are you? That's what I'm asking. Which one are you? So don't think, oh, this is the right answer. Obviously this is the right one. Everybody knows, obviously. But who are you? What are you actually? Think about it. So the first one is don't give up your rights, right? And you want to prove them wrong, immediately they fight. Second one is to being ignorant. Whatever he talks, you don't care. Third one, talk to them when they're calm, you be calm. And when they are calm, tell that what they've done is wrong. So you wrote it down, which one are you? You don't have to, if you wanted to share, that's fine. It's all your private thing. That's okay. It's good for others. But what would you be like? Every time, have you been like that? Have you been 1, 2, or 3? So if you had 1, it is more of a negative relationship. If you are 2, is more neutral, but not necessarily a positive relationship. If you 3 is a positive relationship. So this is how, because this is how it works. Always these situations will be there. See, the whole time, these 3 kind of situations will always be there for everyone. But if you ask me, what are you like? I'm mostly 3, but not necessarily I'm also 2 and 1 sometime. So I want to be very frank with you. I get angry. Even though I meditate, I do this, I'm angry sometimes. But I know that I'm angry. And it's not right. And I feel, and later I ask, okay, I'm angry, I'm sorry. I know that I was wrong. I don't want to show that we are always nice. Husband, wife means, you have to be very nice. We are human beings, right? So that's why it's very important. So this is why I want you to, so if you want to have a sustainable, why do you have life? So the question is, why do you have a partner? Big question, right? Why did you have a partner in life? What is the use of a partner? Right. So other half. So in the nice Andy. So others, can you answer? Why do you have a partner? What is the need for a partner? We really need a partner in life. See, the way it works is that human being, we all have men and women component inside. Yeah. So men and yeah, exactly. Indeed. So men and women are inside us only. We are left off is our motherly component, right off is our fatherly component. We ourselves, men and women, but we are imbalanced. So a partner will be, they will have more component on the right, left and right, so then you equally balance. And you can balance, if you understand properly that this balance, if with 2 people are very, very easy. So 2 is not a separate system. You are looking at, we all are got used to looking this body as and mind as a separate entity. I wanted to do this. I don't like this. This is what I do. I wanted to do yoga. My wife doesn't like it. My husband only likes this. So these kind of things. So we are kind of isolating ourselves and believing that this is we are not trying to integrate them as part of our life. So when we start to integrate them as part of a system without giving up every time, appreciating them. See, I'll give you a practical example, my own life. My family, they are very much into yoga and other things, very deep meditations. When I was born itself, they did not they gave up eating meat, or before I was born, those kind of, traditionally they used to eat non-vegetarian food, but when I was about conceived, they gave up, and then they were very highly religious, very religious practices they've been doing. So when I got married, my wife's side, they are not very religious people, but they are good in their own way. They are very financially, they are, they know how to take care of everything. All the worldly thing, they're very perfect in what they do. And, education, everything, they're good. But the spiritual component was missing. The family side. That's how my wife was also. Today, you won't believe, my wife cannot stay without meditation. So deeper meditations and her spiritual thinking, her thinking, I learned from her. The way she thinks, because she adds other components that I miss from their family, she integrated that with the spirituality and thinks in a way. And I started to listen to my wife after several years. After, 15 years after relationship only, I started to realize that what my wife says is mostly right. So I used to think that what I made, most of the decisions I make, that's the right decision. But then I realized that's not true. So then I started to do like what I like. Sometimes I like to do this and I try to sacrifice. So this is what I wanted to share. So let's say something. So how to have a sustainable life. So what all components that we did? So these are things that I integrated in life. Touching, being in awareness, energy balance. So touching, see, we usually, touching means we just, especially in the Eastern culture, we don't hug and other things, we keep a distance, my husband and wife. But I realized that, you're hugging your children, hugging your, wife, husband, wife, that makes a lot of huge difference. For when they are sad, when they are very happy, it's like hugging is a very, very important part of life. And every morning you can hug. When they're leaving, you can hug, somewhere. So those are some points. And every time what I do is touching the third eye. So touching the third eye, like, on blessing, whenever they're leaving to the office, I do the touch the third eye and bless, and also touch the top of the head, Sahasrahara, and bless them. So this is one of the thing that you can do. So mostly this is done in the Eastern culture because men were senior, like those days, the gap was so huge, like 10 years and all. The difference between age, age difference was 10 years at least, So the men were dominant, not just dominant because they were senior. So most women, they take care of the, and like that. But today, the mostly the same age, same classmates, they all marry, like those kind of things. So now, touching the third eye, even women can do with men by, wearing the sindur, all these things, they ask them to. It's all done, when somebody, we are welcoming somebody, it's done in the ancient tradition, right? So like that, we started to integrate this part of, touching third eye whenever they leave house, early morning when they come, touch third eye, and blessing them when they're taking some exams or other kind of things, on top. And then massaging when they're very tired, massaging the foot. So here you don't have to have egos, whether your husband, wife, it really doesn't matter. So you can, like, don't think that, oh, why should I do, why they cannot do. Don't think about that. If they cannot do, that's fine. You know to do, just do it. Right? Don't expect that they should do the same thing. So when you do these things, what happens? You're giving energy energizing the marma points. Certain marma points, in the leg, they create links. They open up many things from the heart. And even the romancing, intimacy and all are very important because they are not very away from spirituality. Romance is also a part of a deeper spiritual thing. It will take you to higher level states. So if you know how to be in intimacy or what kind of marma points, they are all taught in Tantric and what's called the Parayanga Yoga. Parayanga Yoga talks deeper into that. So these techniques are not openly discussed in open forums, but if you're attending my retreat, I can give some points in the retreat here, what kind of activation that you do in the marma, because people who learn marma only can understand. You'll have a high maturity level. This level is not at a low frequency. You're not talking about just men-women bodily connection. You're talking at a very deeper level where you can have intimacy for longer time. Most men and women, they have intimacy for 2-3 minutes and that's it. And they think that that's it. This is a kind of thing. And then they get, dissatisfied. And they try to get satisfaction again and again and never. So because of this, lot of problems come. So if you realize there is a deeper thing in this and understanding properly how the Marma Nadi works, then there is profound as well as intimacy happen, that it's an ever-ending bond, so it's a cosmic connection that happens. Then you have awareness. So be aware that your husband or wife is not a separate entity. They are the Shiva Shakti component and you are part of it. Whatever negative they have, accept it. So this, because see, you can always blame them, you are not fit, you're not good. That's you. Actually, you only are that. When you say you are not fit, you are doing wrong, it's all you. It's showing you are that. Because you're not, you can see a cup of water. So there are two ways of people. People see in the cup of water how much is filled and how much is unfilled. So if you get used to the unfilled portion, every time you will start watching the unfilled. Oh, you did not do this. You're not fit for this. See what you're. So showing the negative part. Instead, even in children and all, see the filled part and appreciate the filled part. Oh, wonderful. This is what, you have done excellent. This is an amazing food. That's good. This food is very, very good. I liked it. Okay. I'm adding a little bit of salt here, but it's an amazing. Because I like this salt, I'm going to add that, but it is already amazing. Instead of telling that, this is salt, there's no salt in the food, what kind of food you're making, like that. So indicate whatever, if they're really wrong, when in your low frequency, when they are meditating and doing, then you can indicate them. When they are in a receptive mode, you can tell this is something, bad or is the wrong thing. Probably you don't say bad. Maybe you can say that you could have done this way. Instead of indicating this is wrong. This is all very hurting words. You have to change these kind of words in talking, you're wrong. This is all bad. No, you could have done this way instead, instead of it hurts. When you have hurt feeling a number of times, you're burning out relationship. Your golden rings started to turn into red rings. So those are very dangerous and difficult after some time. When the red rings become very, very strong, the red tubes started instead of the golden tubes, then it's very, very difficult to fix things. And most of the thing, like we do mistakes because of the different ignorance, innocence, and emotional state. That's what I realize. Like whenever I do mistake, I say whether I'm ignorant, of that. That means I don't care. Something I have done, I don't care. So I'll go into that separate slide in the next because it's a big topic. What I realize is most of the relationship problems come due to low energy in either husband and wife. You're drained, your energy is drained, you come from a work, your corporate has drained your energy. Now you come, you don't have work to, job to them and energy to your family. So people say, I have to be professional. So my question is, whom do you want to be professional? Do you want to be professional to your family or to a corporate? What are you living for? So I always say, I want to be professional to my kids, my family, right? Like how I don't want to sacrifice my entire time doing something else. That is just for other people or other corporates. So yeah, I have equal, I have to show equal professionalism to families. Because somebody else is paying or you are getting fame or anything, you're ready to do that for outside. But if you're not professional to your family, then your family is gone. You forget. Like how when you're professionally not doing in your job, they will fire you. Same way. Right. Yeah. And I'll answer those. Okay. Now let us understand what is the frequency of mind, why meditation matters in relationship. See, what we have integrated in life is meditation. So in meditation, what happens? So if you have a number of things going in life, that means your thought is always very high. You'll be doing a lot of activities. Your mind frequency goes high. Frequency high means number of thoughts per second. You see the number of thoughts per second is very high. You're always in an agitated mind. In an agitated mind, you cannot maintain relationship. Only when you're at low frequency, you can definitely maintain a good relationship. So agitated mind could be from different things. You have a lot of things on your plate. Or you are a very high pitta type, very high, like aggravated. Every time, pitta type means it will drive you. I want to do this next. What is next? So the mind will be keeping on doing things. It's very regional. So the mind, keep on, you cannot stop your thought. You just, you keep going. What is next? Let's do this. And so you're filled with thought, very intensive thought. So you'll have an agitative mind. So you have to ease up with that, right? And what if your partner, so you are doing all this meditation, etc. So how if you cannot, let your partner do this, he or she is not able to meditate, what do you do? You've been trying. So here are some things you can do. You can make the food in your house and then bless the food very strongly with your thoughts. If you don't make your food, still you do a prayer and then bless the food that you're eating, giving intensive thoughts that not to your favor, to the neutral, like, okay, this is open up. Don't tell the, I keep this thought, she should be favorable to me, like that. That's selfishness. Then you'll have consequences of it. But instead, it's a very neutral thought that he or he should start, becoming spiritual so that we can see the life together, travel in one boat. Then you wake up early morning And before they wake up, if you wake up and bless them very strongly, just keep your mind here and meditate for a few minutes and immediately bless your. See, the first thing in the morning, you can bless your family, you can bless the whole world, meditate, and then bless your family. When you're blessing your family, first thing your husband, your spouse, strongly bless them without any expectations. Don't do any expectation there. Bless them. Third one, you can have a passive diya. So diya is a lamp. So put some neem oil in a lamp, keep it at the corner of a bedroom like this light, night light. You close it with lantern or something protective. So usually when you keep this light of after 10:30, 11 o'clock, and it goes up to 2 o'clock, all these negative thoughts will go. It's a very passive, very tiny, it can be very tiny, but those photons coming from that neem oil, they passively heal the brain where the relationship is. So the Marma Nadis of the relationship open up for them, and you put an intensity when you're putting the lamp, lighting up the lamp, give a intensive thought. This is what I'm lighting this for. And that will work very nicely. Okay, now. So I was talking about ignorance, innocence, and emotional state. So ignorance means you're ignoring, you don't want to care, you don't care about, say, when initially, when your husband, spouse was talking to you, you did not give much importance. And then when the result came, you were angry. So that is because of your ignorance. So you make mistake because of ignorance. You make mistakes because of innocence. Suppose you did not have a particular skill. So your husband has invested in stocks. And then you got a big loss. So that time you did not know about stocks. So because of your innocence, now you get angry. Now you don't have any money, right? So don't be innocent. You try to get some, you invest in things that you also equally know something about, right? Or otherwise you trust them completely, and just whether it is positive or negative, it doesn't matter. You trust them. So yeah, you're right. You can train, Andy. Yeah, you can train that. It's a good thing. You can train them. If one person doesn't know the skills, you train, you at least give them some knowledge. So this is where when you make mistakes. And emotional state, when the mental frequency is high, when you are in emotional state, you will make mistakes. So see where you can avoid making these mistakes: innocence, ignorance, and emotional state. So for practical insight for building long-term lasting bonds rooted in well-being. See, I had people who almost were about to divorce, and I joined them together. So this is some incident that happened, in United States. So I happened to go to their house, and there were heated conversation happening, and I was not supposed to be there. Somehow, because I wanted to stay in their house, I usually go, and they were like very heated conversation in the night at 1, it went up to 1 o'clock. They were about to divorce. They decided to divorce that day. Then I started to calm them down and talk to them. With the children were also there, very nice children, for about 1 hour. And then they started to realize slowly, and I maybe asked them to meditate, do all those things. Within 1 hour, their life changed. They decided to reunite, And they're living now. It's been almost like, 6, 7 years now. More than that, I guess. So that's what's the power of, um, understanding. It's only a little bit of understanding. That little bit of understanding, if we had, we would have avoided so many divorces. Today, when I went to India, I see my villages, there was no divorce at all those days. Very rarely divorce. There were, if they did not have children or some, they will marry another person. Like that's how, those days were doing. But the divorce was very unknown in many cultures, divorce. Now, every village you see, like they go for 6 months, and when a marriage, one day during the marriage they come and they divorce in one day also. I have cases. I work with so many cases that the one day divorce is there. One day they just married and then they divorced. So many, because we don't have an understanding about what is marriage is. Schools don't teach, and society is not teaching them. Parents don't teach, so they end up in divorce. It's a useless, and once they get frustrated. After that, some people don't even marry. They don't want to get married nowadays. So what is the solution? So what is, how do we have a long-term bonding solution? So long-term relationship, we should have a long-term relationship plan. How you making financial plans? See, everybody is saying, let us do financial planning. See, financial planning is okay, but you should sustain. Let's have a relationship plan. So you should have a long-term relationship plan. You have to see, like, okay, you have to decide, like, when I'm going to do this, these things, like how we are going to, where we are going to live, how long we're going to live, when we are sick, what we will do, who is going to take care of whom, when this happens in family, what do we do, etc., etc. You need to decide. You should have a relationship plan. So it becomes very strong. See, if you have a plan for 50 years, right? Your 30s and your plan, have a 50-year plan for relationship. What happens is you put this in the universal magnetism and that start to work. And you will have amazing result. You will never think about divorce and everything. When you have like very unsustainable, when does unsustainability happen is you don't know whether you want to live with your partner. You don't trust them. You don't know anything can happen. This kind of mindset, scarcity mindset kind of thing. Oh, what happens if she's leaving me and going away or something? So instead of financial sustainability comes second. So you decide that no matter what happens, I'm going to live with you. Whether you have $1 or you have a billionaire, I don't care. That is not a matter. I'll still live. Whether you beg, I'll come and beg with you. That's how we should think. Not just because they lose their job, not because they are sick, right? It is okay. It's all part of you. It's not separate thing. Once you got, that's the thing, I told you this several examples, this particular example several times. That way, there was a guru who was giving some prasadam, like the divine food from God. They keep it at the God, and he gives it to the disciple, and the disciple let it down, part of it, and it falls down. Quickly, the guru takes and cleans up the part and eats. Then the disciple asks, "Why did you do this? It's all dirty. Why did you clean it up and eat? What was the thing?" Then the guru said, in life, whatever we got, your wife, husband, children, possessions, mother, father, any relationship, anything that is divine, given by divinity, and you cannot drop that and leave and go. You just have to clean it up and eat it. Same way, you cannot just drop because she has a, this kind of problem, or he has a, this particular problem, we need to clean it up. We just clean it up, whether it is physical problem, mental problem, health, or financial, really doesn't matter. Can you together, this is a divine relation, can you be with them? That is where you need a lot of tolerance, adjustment, and sacrifice. When you start to do sacrifice, everything fixes. Your financial problem somehow it will come, like how it went away. It's not, you're not going to lose. It'll come back. Health is also, you trust, you give all the full energy, you can get health back. All this happens when you join together. The Shiva Shakti is called the Garbha Vidya. The Shiva Shakti component works and everything works amazingly. And that's where you have trust, integrity, honesty, and diplomacy. Diplomacy is very important. You can have trust, integrity, honesty, but diplomacy is how to maintain relations. Suppose you have a mother and a wife. They know that they will have some fights. But how do you diplomatically handle by not giving up each one? You can do that. Doesn't matter, men or women, you can always be diplomatic. So don't have to be like every time, truth. Look at the result. Not at, I want to lie straightforward, tell this, and then, I want to be honesty, I want to straightforward. Then they will start to fight. Instead, use diplomacy. Look at the result. Tell them when there is a need. So that's how you need to maintain. So some of these techniques, if you're coming to our retreat, August 29, 30th, and 1st of September, I'll be teaching like how to, these are some things that you can learn. And this particular technique, if you go to the Sky organization, I've been teaching this for a long time. In the Kai Kalpa, you can get it from the Sky organization also. I can also teach, and other people also, if you wanted to learn, I'll let you know where you can learn this. Then you have the 9 center meditation is for balancing the hormones, So one thing that you can do right now is the neem oil balancing. We can do at the end, when we have time, I'll tell you how to do that for relationship. And then introspective technique. How to, this is very important. Anger management, decision making, desire moderation, family management, all these things are topics you need to work on. Without working on, don't even expect that you will have a smooth relationship. You, like how you're going to school and learning how you to get a job, what you do, you have to do the same thing for sustainable lifestyle, relationship. So this is very important. So some of these techniques, when you come there, because we have not enough time, when you come there 3-4 days, like very intensively, you can work on, I talk on the body type, why body type matters, why you think differently than your husband because of your body type. So what kind of food commonly you can eat, what type of food you eat with the kids by adding this, if they are having different emotions. All these things I will cover this in the topic. So it's in upstate New York. If you are nearby, kindly, within United States or Canada, please, come and visit. Even South America, all these people, you can come and be part of this retreat. Retreat is very picking up very recently. It has been very high demand for this retreat. A lot of inquiries I am getting. And if you are coming, you have to book in advance, because we have limited seats, because we cannot accommodate many people. The hotel has limitations. And if you're moving to another hotel, it's going to be difficult in transportation, etc. And we cannot be in time. We start early morning meditation at 5 o'clock. We'll be meditating deeper. And if you have a spouse, amazing. You bring them, that 2-3 days will change your life completely. You're going to a very, very deeper meditations for spouse meditation and all I'll be giving. So please make use of this opportunity. And I just want to close here for questions. Yes. And first, I don't think. Okay, Andy. Yeah, we'll see what we can give some tips for you.
So one of the
Yeah.
things that I was wondering,
Uh-huh.
so you gave us all this advice about the relationship. So the main Marma contribution in this relationship is the third eye, right? Touching the third eye, or is there anything else also?
See, I told you the third eye. This
Mhm.
is a Marma point is called the Kabali Marma. This Marma is Sindur where they were Sindur. This is another
Right.
Marma point you can touch. Then you have the top of the head. These are three Marma points that can be activated. This, especially for the women, the Sindhu is very highly active Marma point for balancing families. They look at lot of things. They have to take care of kids. They have to take care of accounts, other things. For them, this Marma point will be really good. So every time you touch them with the kumkum or anything, will activate. So this is the normal activity. We lost these things. We don't know it was like really useful, right? This was part of the culture. But now you know the science. There is a science in this. When you do this, the Marma activates, they calms down, and you can feel that instantaneously. So you do these Marma activation points. Then there are, see, the ancient days, they have the protected, the backside marmas. See, backside, they have the bun. Women will wear the bun because backside marma, people can, they take their energy when they turn back. See, those days, the beggars come, we give food and all. When they turn back, there are people do witchcraft. So they hide these marma points. That's how everything, even the women wearing the whole, the plates they're making, and at the end they will have this. So this is for triggering the Kundalini energy those days. So even without their knowledge, they will do the activation there and touch this. They will get energy. So these all are Siddhas have integrated. Our ancestors have integrated this in life. So these are Marma points. And also in the intimacy, sexual intimacy, there are a lot of Marma points that are activated, and these all are explained, as you know, these are like, we are not openly talking certain things in a forum like this, but those who take it deeper Marma, I show you this is the point, activation points, etc. And there you can have a different kind of, because you need to be matured enough for this, that knowledge. Otherwise, you'll be misusing or not using it in the right way. But this is for higher dimensions. So the way you'd access because the tantric and all are done with lot of practice. So it's called the Pariyanga Yoga. Pariyanga Yoga is designed for higher dimension living, right? So there are several Marma points inside our body that can be activated as well. Yeah. And
Question
one
was
Marma
you.
point, Guptaji, I wanted to
Mhm.
just also give this Marma point. This heart chakra, we say, sternum, is also Marma point. This Marma point, you can activate using a, diya with a neem oil close to it, and then exchanging that diya with your partner. And do this. There are many ways of doing this, but this one, you can activate, exchange, and then keep it calmly and watch the flame, and then you will have exchange, watch the eyes. So these techniques, that's why I'm telling, we don't have enough time. When you come to the retreat, I'll be teaching all these. We'll have enough time and explain, because everything they'll have questions. And then, yeah, each thing is separate. One day, it'll take one day for the package of meditation practices, only for relationship. One day will completely go.
So in the retreat, you said you will cover the relationship and Marma. So what are the other important topics that you're going to cover? Because you mentioned that you will be doing the body type, the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, determine the body type,
Yes.
and with the body
So
type.
psychological aspects. See, we have a psychological. What is a psychology? So you can see whether I want to do a job. What job will suit you? So by first of all, I am making them identify your body type. And for this kind of body type, what are the jobs that you know, you can choose. If you're doing some other job, you will definitely have these kind of problems. See, I am not designed to do certain things in my life. If I do that, I'll be improper. So if you try to put me into that, I will have a problem. You will see that I am very wrong in that. So that's how my body type is designed. So you have to know like your body type, what you can do, and don't be in a position where you cannot do. Don't go into that place where you cannot do it. Rather, you avoid that. Do what is the strength, find the strength. So for those things, I will give you, and that's how relationship also works in that case. What is the best relationship? What all you want to do in your house that makes your best relationship? Avoid doing these things, right? That will hinder your relationship. So this is what I will be talking about and giving them like so many different questionnaires, right? In relationship and everything, I have 100 questions, very tiny little things that you can go, and then you finally find out. It'll give almost like 90-95% accuracy of the overall body type. And I'll be talking about psychology as well as astropsychology, which means how planets influence your body type. If this particular body type, what will Venus do to you? What component it will give? Add. What is this Ashwini nakshatra will do to you? Constellation, right? So these kind of things are will be very, very useful for you. So if you are having, I'll also be teaching many meditation to attract those energy. Suppose you're blocked with certain your finance is not at all going on, well, then you have to use a particular, only when you are focusing, these things will happen. Otherwise, you will be losing. If you're not focusing on the finance, you will never get finance. So there are certain Marma points that you can activate according to your body type. So these are the things that I will cover in that. And hormone balance meditations, very deeper tuning certain hormones. Many see when you have periods problem, menopause problem, all these things women, they have. So you can do this, particular tuning completely. If you keep on tuning inside, you will not have all these problems. Or early, you teach your children from earlier age, later on they will not have problems. So those are kind of Marma points, I'll be, it's all Marma based, and we are talking about the entire thing, science about, based on Marma only. So,
And
yes.
the retreat will be full 3 days in a hotel, or are you doing in a temple, or
No, it's
what
in
are
a
you
hotel.
planning?
We'll have one day we'll do a picnic outside. Then one day we'll have in the Indian community center. So because in Indian community center, there is a bigger hall where we can do the marma like, group marma, photo medicine, photo marma, where you can take all the energy inside in a group, and then, we can get amazing energy within few minutes. We can energize our body. And when you go out of this marma this time, we are thinking about having like very, very high impact in your life. So that's how it is structured. Whole thing, yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions? Otherwise, we can
Yeah.
finish the webinar.
Which is really helpful. Change, okay, Rajeshwari says last time, change practice you have taught us. I highly recommend others. Yeah. Yes. Yajnaji.
Namaste. No, I don't have any questions. Thank you again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hoping to see you all. Vidyaji, Vinila ji, Sivanarut. all please come and try to join your local, otherwise, you'll be, see, local only, you're ready to do many things. But when we are local, you're doing things, it is an investment for your life. I'm telling you, it's an investment. Your own life, we are investing on real estate, stocks, everything. It's all really is not going to give any returns. Your money will come, you will not have a life. Invest on where you get energy, where you get, sustainability, all those things. So this is definitely because our wrong thinking, education is wrongly educating us to invest on this money, and we try to do things that are really unnecessary for life, So this is the thing you want to really invest. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thanks, Krishna.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.